Okay, so this is going to be a tutorial on how to create a mod and install my perks into it. Now, I know a lot of people have had trouble with this, so I thought I would make the guide. Now, the first thing you need to do is create a map. So you need to close Launcher if you have it open. Use any script placer you like. Select Sniperbolt's tutorial map as our base. Otherwise you have to set a load more stuff up and you don't want to do that, so we'll do it the quick way. So call it new perk, Sniperbolt's tutorial. I already have this map somewhere, so I need to agree to override it. So if you've already got a map by that name, then you open Launcher and you compile your map. This is going to install the perks, so it's working with the stock stuff, so you're going to have the normal guns, the normal sounds, everything like that. It all just about fits. I've had to record this video several times, last one being quite funny. It was 25 minutes, but I recorded the wrong one of my 3 desktops. You couldn't see what I was doing. This is another attempt at it. This is the first time we're compiling this map, so we need to compile the patch. After you've done it one time, you never actually need to do it again. I know it can be very confusing, but all it does is creates a FF file with that name. Once it's done, it's done. You don't need to do it again. So we'll test our mod. Does it load and everything? I'm sure it will. Indeed it does. So now, we come back out. We're going to open the download. The first thing you're going to want to do is copy the zone source files. Copy that folder into yours so it replaces yours. I've already got them, so I'm not going to do that. Well, I will for the sake of this tutorial. Do the same with map source. I've already got them, so we'll skip them. Now the raw files, you're going to want these as well. So you go back to raw and paste them in here. That's actually all you need to do for that. So now you need to come to your mod. This is your mod here. So now come back and go to the mod section. Now we're going to install the localized version of this perk. There is also a patch file available. You can use that if you prefer, but I'm going to teach you how to do this. So you literally just copy paste the files. This is the part everyone always screws up. You need to rename the FF file. Now it needs to match what your map's name is. Now the map we just created is called Nazi Zombie New Perk. So we will call this localized underscore Nazi Zombie New Perk. That is it. That's all you need to do. That's done. Just need to have that named correctly and this in there. All the images, all the weapons. It's all in there. All the models and everything are loaded into the FF. This is why you can't see them in Radiant. Radiant can't see what's in the FF. So now we've done that, the first thing we need to do is follow my instructions. So the first step is in zombie mode weapons. So you come back to raw, maps, and you pick up zombie mode weapons and you copy it back to your mod. You open it. Now I tell you to put this line at the very top, and then I tell you to find this line. So find it, there it is. You need to replace it with this. See that? Now I tell you to find this. Now there's more than one of these. I think this is another thing that people often get wrong, because there's one for the the cabinet that's in Nostra and Totem that you can buy the sniper rifle from. That's all still in the code here. So find one and replace it, and another one and replace it, and another one and replace it, and that's it. So save the file, close Nazi Zombie weapons. Next one we want is spawner. So we go back to raw, then maps, then Nazi zombie, spawner. And we go back to our mod. They spawner in, open it. Now, I tell you to replace this entire function, so this entire block of text. So we find that by doing this. Find flesh, not that one. See, that's calling it. That's not the one we're after, or that one. It's this one we want. That's that block of text from my instructions. So I tell you to overwrite that with everything that's in here. These instructions are also in the download, by the way. See right there, they say exactly the same thing. And that, I believe, is everything. Yep, that's it for spawner. So now the next one is in zombie mode.gsc. Go to maps. I will copy this GSC now. Now for this we need to replace that entire functions. The function that gives the players their grenades after each round. But if you look, it's only set up for the stock one, so we need to change it so it handles Windows 1 as well. If you notice, in World at War there was only ever one primary grenade in a map at a time, so they didn't actually need to be careful. But Black Ops 2, they actually Black Ops 1, sorry, they implemented proper code to track what your current primary grenade was. Now the next thing we need is DLC 3, so we can close out of this. Zombie mode is done. Go back to raw, back to maps. This one's further down. It's got no underscore, so it's further down the list. DLC 3 code. Copy it. Now this one is very easy. You just need to find this line and comment it out. Now if you do this, if you look, comments are in green, so you can tell you've done it right. Save the file and close it again. Now we need to just make one change here. So come back out into your mod, go into client scripts and open the one for your name. Look, CSC file, new perk. So mod is called new perk, so you open that. And if you look, I tell you to find that line. There it is right there. Copy and paste this text beneath it. And you can close out of that. That's done as well. Next work is Radiant. So what we've done so far is we have copied the contents from raw to our raw folder. We have copied the contents of zone source to our zone source folder. And we have copied the contents of map source to our map source folder. And then we've gone in to the mods and we've copied all that to our mod and we've renamed this to our mod name, and then we have followed these instructions. See, they are exactly the same. The next things we need to do are in Radiant. So we'll open Radiant. We'll open our map with Call of Duty, map source, new perk. That's the name of the map we made earlier. Now, we don't need anything that Treyarch had, so we delete the power switch. Oh, my cat's at the door again. Come on. Okay, and we delete Pack-a-Punch. We don't need their perks. So that's all deleted. First thing you need to do is misc prefab. The prefabs you copied in, they'll be in Harrybo prefab map source, Harrybo21 prefabs, FF version. Now you want to place the power switch first, very important. This one, not this one, that is to add like a second switch to perk machine, so main power has to be on, and you can link one of these to the perk machine as well, so that also needs to be on, or that perk won't activate. So place the power switch, we'll put it where Treyarch had theirs. See, there it is, it's my power switch now. Next thing we need to do is place the perk machines, so we'll start here. Back into my prefabs, and we'll place revive, press R on the keyboard, press R again. You can twist it round if it's facing the wrong way. Press F on the keyboard, hide certain things, make it a bit easier to see sometimes. But we should probably enable that because I reckon, yep, Treyarch had clips I didn't know about. Hide them again. For some reason they're always floating. Let's bring it down a little bit. Press space to copy it, and to bring this up, change it to the next perk machine. So Juggernaut, which is for some reason in the wall. Do that there, so we'll do, oh, that's doing that. We'll do double tap, and then we'll do Speed Cola. There you go, it's the 4 original perks. Now, when putting in perks that are not from the original Call of Duty, you may even notice that these ones do not look like the Black Ops 3 machines, even though they should. Instead, it looks like one of the models that were in World of War's mod tools. Now that is because the script will swap them when the map loads. Come on, cat. Yes, the script will swap them out when the map loads. So we place Deadshot. Now we'll place PhD. Just completely ignore how they look. That's of no concern. Place Stamina. We're going by the old logic of the order they appeared in. Mule Kicks last. Then on Black Ops 2 we had Transit, which was Tombstone. And then we had Dire Eyes, which had Who's Who. And then we had Mob of the Dead, which is Electric Cherry. And then we had Buried, which was Vulture Aid. And then we had Black Ops 3, Shadows of Evil, which had Widow's Wine. So those are all the perks placed. Now, very important, when using Widow's Wine, or when using, sorry, not Widow's Wine, when using Who's Who, or when using Tombstone, you also need to place these prefabs. So, Misc prefab, Harrybo21 prefabs, Who's Who respawn points. Now, we're going to start off on the floor, make sure to raise them a little bit, and give them angles, because that's the direction you'll be facing when you respawn from solo Tombstone or from Who's Who. Place a couple, because the way it works is it will try to identify one that can't be seen from where you've died. So if there's only one, then it will, and it can be seen from it, it will default onto one of the normal spawn points for the players. The best I could think of. Should also place 1 or 2 are the distraction points. That's where zombies will go to when they're unable to target a player. So if you're in zombie blood or vulture, AIDS, green mist, anything like that, so place a couple of them. And now we can place the pack-a-punches as well, so miscellaneous, prefabs, get back to my prefabs. That is the standard pack-a-punch. That is the oh so hated grey Mob of the Dead pack-a-punch. This is the transit pack-a-punch. And then we have Origins pack-a-punch, which faces the other way for some reason. They're all floating in the air, so we'll bring them down. But the pack-a-punches are in. Now, the only other thing you might want maybe is Wonder Fizz. There are some more things you can do, but this is just a bare minimum tutorial teaching you how to get things set up. So Wonder Fizz. Looks like the Juggernaut machine, don't worry about that, remember, it's normal. That is, that's all you need actually to get the perks up and running, but there's a bit more if you want it to work completely properly. So you may have wall buys in Treyarch maps, so prefabs. What should we do? Let's do the Thompson. How much Spider Bite loves it. So yeah, we'll quickly place the Thompson. We'll pop in the PPSH. Everyone loves the PPSH. Now, Vulture, as you may know, it's supposed to come up with little icons on top of the wall buys. And they aren't going to come up by default, so you need to come in here and find this prefab, the Vulture wall buy HUD struct, and place it on top of your wall buys. And now it will work. So you got the wall buy prefabs for Vulture Raid, you've got all the perk machines, you've got all the pack-a-punch machines, you've got the Who's Who respawn points, you've got the distraction points, the Wonder Fizz, and the power switch. And that's actually all we need to do. Well, actually no, there's one more thing. Everyone always misses this. Now, on zones, which is this one, the purple one, so it says volume, it's purple, it's a player zone, see, la da da. You must have this script note worthy player zone. Without this, multiple things will go wrong, not just with my code, with Treyarch's code as well. So things like the monkey bombs, they might not work properly if you haven't got the fact they definitely won't work properly if you haven't got that. Okay, so that's all we need now. We can X out of this. It's fine, it's all done. So the first thing you'll do is rebuild your map. Now, we're more than likely to hit either the 400 effects limit or the sound acid limit. I'm kind of hoping to hit both, so I can show you how to fix both. Now, they're not actually very hard to do, but if you notice, in the raw files that we copied, I included some sound aliases. Now, these will comment out some of the sounds for you, some of the ones you don't really need. So if you hit the sound limit, I should fix that. And the zone source files I included, these should fix you hitting the effects limit. It removes some things that you don't need. So if we look now, this is the next part we need to tick. All of these tick boxes, all of the stuff that we added to the mod, we need that, we need all of it. So then build your mod, run the game, and most likely we will hit a limit. New perks. $400 effects. Okay, so come back to your world or main directory, go to zone source, and find the CSV file that is for your map. So if you look right here, new perk, the CSV file, that is my CSV, yours will be your name. You just want to comment out all of these effects at the bottom here. I mean, I don't even know why these are here. They're not used at all. Any that are used, they're called again in another CSV anyway, if I remember right. So there's really no point in these. I mean, like, look at this, the stuff to do with the moon. That's the moon that you see in your race when you look up. Some other like lamps and things like that that we don't use. And if I recall right, that should actually be everything you need to do. Should be enough effects and sound cut to boot the game. You've still got all of the stock guns, you've still got all of the stock sounds, you've still got the player quotes. It may seem like a lot to do, but I actually remember that off the top of my head now. I know I wrote it, so that's a bit rich to say, but honestly, like, if you've installed them more than once, you'll know exactly what it is you have or haven't done. Like, if you get the error saying something is not defined in your anim tree generic human, it's because this isn't here. Things like that. Okay, see if it works.
I think we need to turn the power on. Can't do my job if I ain't packing heat.
Power back off again. Thompson, so we've got 2 guns. Try buying another. So we've got 2 guns. Okay, they shouldn't be in the box. I'll screw that up. Incidentally, actually made some sort of handling of that, so still only got 3 guns.
Shit, I'm out of gun juice. Its arm fell off!
Okay, reason for that. Another second set of grenades for it. One always misses this, I always leave my debug on. For some reason people can't work out what I've done. It's quite simple. Come back to your mod, come to the perk script and come down to here. Debug. Debug is turned on, turn it off. Okay, that will put the points right. And as for the grenade, if you notice I had the German grenade, not the frag grenade. See, it set the frag grenade there. So I forget what it's called, so let's quickly come find out. Steel Granata or something like that. There we go. Copy its name. And here you also need to set your start pistol. That's very important. It needs to be a pistol on your map. You'll get given this if you try pack a punch when you don't have another gun, for example. Otherwise it fucks everything up. So yeah, just disable the debug. Grenades back to standard grenade.
Turn the power on!
Just hold on, fix that in the output.
Out of your depth, slackjaw!
Explosion works against them as well, so if you die from a height, I'll actually get a boom. Turn power back on. Revive stays on.
Eat someone else, freak bag! Told you I wasn't on the menu!
Okay, we do something back. We'll come back to that nonetheless. We'll get you up and ready.
Gun's getting hungry. Time to feed. Hoorah! Don't fuck with a Marine!
It's very strange that didn't take it away from you. But nonetheless, that's what you need to do to set up the perks. I'll come up with a fix for the Widow's Wine later on.